Hey there. A number of people are upset right now. Is it okay if this channel is just YouTube news? I feel like you'd probably be okay with that. About a thing YouTube, I'm quiet because there's a baby sleeping. About a thing that YouTube's doing, where they're testing. Some people, some viewers are not getting custom thumbnails. They're getting a YouTube entirely without custom thumbnails. They're doing it for 0.3% of users, so a third of a percent of people. That's a substantial number in actual human beings that are getting this right now. People are so mad, and I am so not. I mean, obviously there's a lot to be pissed off about right now, and so partially maybe that's it, but also I think that like in general, like with the YouTube platform right now, there are things to be more mad about than this. And I think that the sort of path, the repeat of like, oh, YouTube said something and now we're gonna get mad about. I'm a little bit like, I don't know that we're paying attention to what YouTube says that they're doing, which is they're giving for a period of time, they're giving some people a YouTube with no custom thumbnails because they want to test the systems that create custom thumbnails. They want to have a bunch of people who are only getting YouTube with no custom thumbnails so that they can better test and create a system that creates auto-generated thumbnails. And I think that's good. Like, I think it's a good idea to have a better system that chooses auto-generated thumbnails because that is a feature that is used by people who don't have the time or money to spend a lot of effort on custom thumbnails. And so it's good to make that feature better. I want them to make that feature better. And if it's easier to make that feature better, if they do a 2-week test where 0.3% of people get no custom thumbnails, I'm okay with that. And I don't know why people are so pissed off. It's like they think that YouTube is like, oh, we're testing this so that we're like one day we're going to take away custom thumbnails completely. No, they're not going to do that. They like custom thumbnails. Custom thumbnails are good. They just wanted to do this test because it would be helpful for them. And some people have been like, you need to tell us every time you do any test on the platform. And I'm like, no, you don't. You don't need to tell us every time you do any test on the platform. You don't. Because they're literally doing tests every day, all day. They've got multiple tests running all the time, and no one's going to pay any attention to that. And if you had the YouTube Twitter tweet every time they had a test running, it would just be that. This is what they do all day long, is they try to make a platform that people will use more and be more efficient. And I don't know. I just feel like there's a sort of general lack of belief, like lack of faith in YouTube that is not substantiated. There's not like any reason why people feel this way, except, bad communication. There's certainly some bad communication sometimes, an inability to understand like which features are important to us. But I don't think this is helping because it's making YouTube be like, well, people are just freaking out for no reason then, and so So that's how I feel. And also like this idea that YouTube should has to inform us. They don't. I think we need to understand what our position is on the platform. Like, we license content to YouTube. YouTube does not need to inform us when they're doing research on our content because that's part of the license that we have with YouTube. And also, it's not like they're not doing research on human beings. They're doing research on content that they have licensed. And so the idea that there's this comment that has 22,000. Oh, hi, Catherine. I didn't know you'd be home so soon.
It was a quick meeting.
Good. It's a comment that has 22,000 upvotes on Twitter right now, and I'm just like, and basically what it says is that we should you have to tell people, you have to inform them when you're doing research on them, but they're not that's what all of social media is based on. And I think that's weird. I think it's weird that we could do research on, to be clear, not the content, but the people who are clicking on the content or not clicking on the content. It's a little bit like doing research on those people. But again, that's all in the terms of service when people sign up for these platforms. And of the things that we do research on, this is not what I'm concerned about. Doing research on which thumbnail people will click on if YouTube is auto-generating thumbnails. Yeah, that's okay. What I'm worried about is research into how to make people happy or sad on a platform. That freaks me out a little bit. It's a Facebook thing. So generally, I don't know. I feel like people get up in arms and get really yelly really fast about YouTube, and I am totally here, obviously, for when they screw up to hold them accountable for that. I just don't. Like if we get up in arms about like a 2-week test that affects 0.3% of users, that I don't think will have any impact on anybody's channel at all. I don't know, man. Why would YouTube listen to us when something actually goes wrong?